Hi folks, Aram here. I'm going to be doing a couple of videos on this. It's taken me some time to kind of go through my head how to organize my thoughts, and but I didn't want to keep that from starting this conversation. Basically, what I think has happened here is that the three kingdoms, the three species, sapien, Denisovan, Neanderthal, came together in Egypt, and they made a third class, a third type of person, a warrior person. So let's say this one, okay, and let's call them mixture. And they use that that species, that fourth species. I guess it's a mixture species, but I'm not sure it's really a species. It's just a bunch of mixtures. I'm one of them. Most of us are. They used these guys. They're big, and they sent them all around the globe to for empire building. You know, they went into Asia, and they went into Russia, they went into Europe, they went to South America, they went into the Americas and Canada. They went all over the place. Um, but uh, but the ones I think mostly behind this idea uh, to 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 execute this strategy to turn what happened. Okay, I think after they were taking over the place, they were looking down on the rich ones of the three kingdoms, and I believe they lived in Israel, the suburbs of Egypt, the educated classes. I guess they drove really cool wagons. They had, peacocks. And they were up on Mount Hermon, up in Lebanon and Syria. And they were looking down at everyone down there, and they were like, God, they have really cute girls down there. Look at those girls. They're hot. I want some of those girls. And so this patriarchy up in the mountains, they had all the military strategy, very, very smart warriors, basically. They had the hierarchies, because they were the ones going around the world, with the Ark of the Covenant, poisoning people with radiation and taking over the place. So they had radiation, and they were like, those girls are cute. So let's make let's all get together, guys. And there were soldiers from the three different species and mixtures. Let's all get together and take them over. Let's go down there into Canaan. Let's destroy Jericho. Okay? I think what this wasn't just a simply, oh, wake up, have some coffee, let's take over the world kind of thing. This was developed over years, and it began with from Egypt. Moses was African. Okay, I believe that Moses was African, and he basically had armies. These armies. And the Exodus was basically the armies going out and doing empire building. And Joshua followed Moses and came down from Mount Hermon and took over Jericho. And they used the ark. They walked around Jericho 7 times. On the 7th day, they walked around 7 times and poisoned everybody. Okay, everyone died. Mostly the prostitutes, the ones that lived, they got to go into a special place outside of Israel, where they could live, because the prostitutes had come up in the Exodus. The prostitutes had come up the coast from Egypt. They had come up the coast of Israel, and they settled in Jericho, and they were prostitutes, and they were an intelligence network. And the rich people came up from Egypt and settled into Jericho, and they were accepted, socially accepted people, but they were Egyptians, Africans, kind of trying to infuse themselves into Europe. Okay, they're making their way up, made their way up through Rome, made their way out into China, and so once the prostitutes had extorted and shamed and done their business, the warriors came down with their ark and took over the city, and that was the Trinity. Okay, the Trinity of the ones who were in control of mixture, the warriors. So there's today what we have is some pure uh, sapien Africa, Denisovan Asia, and Neanderthal Europe, pure versions in control of armies that entered into a covenant, the Trinity, to take over the world. They said, let's take over the world using the armies. The Frankenstein monster that we all made, combining the biggest ones of us. Let's take over the world, and that's what we have today. We have a military world where soldiers rule us, and they don't use truth, and they use abuse and shame. They have enormous networks all over the world to sexually enslave us, and they steal the firstborn and into their realm, and make them lie and cheat and steal, and the youngest of the clan of the families are sacrificed to show them what's going to happen if you break the Trinity. So I just that's just I'm going to go into more detail, but it really comes from, I believe, Nigeria, Ghana, and they referred to the Akan people, and also Anak, and they have a secret society in Georgia, and so there's an African, Egyptian, Roman infusion of networks all over the world, and we live in an empire, a Roman, Egyptian, African empire, and everyone's been terrified of them because they play hardball, and they have ever since Jericho. And this whole nuclear power stuff, this arms race has been going on a lot longer than people think. And so I'm going to go. I'll prepare a better presentation later, but I just wanted to get that out there, get the conversation going. I got to go and send some emails. I'll talk to you later. Anyway, just let's stop this warrior stuff and figure out how to move forward. I mean, there's nothing we can really do about the past, but we are in control of the future. All we have to do is tell the truth of three species. We have three fathers and three mothers: Denisovan Asia, Neanderthal Europe, and Sapien Africa. It's the truth of the Trinity. You are free. Free to hide, free to follow, free to lead, free at last. Bye.